Afternoon, folks. Still waiting on this cotton burr compost to dry out. Just wanted to share the image of this back to nature cotton burr compost. This morning when I unbagged it, I found chunks of biochar clumped up together. It also smells like a little bit of decomposed manure. It smells earthy. And it smells a little bit like manure. But I'm just gonna let that dry out for the rest of the day. I don't want any moisture. You can see the difference, the color difference, dried and still a little moist. But I've been stirring it every hour or so. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime, since I've let my 2 big grapes root out for the last few weeks in these pots, I'm going to go ahead and trim up the bottoms here. And basically, like I said before, we're just guiding these suckers, okay? So as it grows, I'm going to be getting more and more tighter with my pruning, okay? Now what I mean by that is, number one, this guy down here needs to go away. Sorry. Bottom suckers gotta go away. Okay? So just like you're gonna skirt your bushes or your trees, okay? You gotta determine where do you want your branching, okay? For me, the way I have this set up, back up a little bit. It's a little off to the side there, but there's a pole in that sucker, and I'm gonna keep it in there until it is well rooted, okay? Now, come fall, I'll guide the stalk, okay, the trunk, a little bit further to the post. But for now, we're just going to give it some growing guidance, okay? So I'm gonna look here, okay? This one is going all the way up. It's wrapped itself around the pole here, okay? And it wants to live, okay? It's attached. It goes all the way down here, all right? So anything that's not attached, it's not going to do anything for us. It's going to come off. Yep, that one too. Okay. This little bugger. Okay. I'll have to review the footage. I think my hand just went downward as I was cutting. But as you can see, came up, allowed that one to grow, okay? Allowing that one to grow. I need to get that off before it chokes itself off. Okay? Put these down for a minute. Always lock, squeeze, there it goes, clicks. Lock your shit. If you don't lock your clippers, your snippers, you go down and reach for it and you're not looking because you're paying attention to what you're doing with the other hand, you could cut your finger. All right? Just keep it locked. Now, I need to get up here and take this little tentacle off. These are just to help support itself and doesn't realize it's going to choke itself off. Okay? Get that sucker out of there. Okay, and it's already choked itself off. You see that? Get out of here. Okay, this is a stem that goes all the way down to the main trunk. Okay, it choked itself out trying to hold itself up. All right, it's about to do it again right there. Okay, and it's holding itself up with, we're going to get it off the trunk, okay? It's kind of difficult to do it with one hand. There we go. I'm not trying to break the vine itself, just its tentacle. before it chokes itself out. Okay. Now I'm going to put the phone down for just a moment and we'll come back and look at it, okay? Okay, now we're back. I took off the choker point there completely. And I took it off of the top of the stalk and wrapped it directly around the post, the pole, bamboo pole. It goes all the way down, okay? So for me, for right now, this is perfectly okay. By the end of the season, I'll know for sure which stalk, sorry, not stalk, but branch I want to use as my main leader, okay? Because the main leader is here, all right? It's got barely any growth. So until this one grows, this fall, it will be one of the main 3 that are coming up, okay? It could be possibly this one because it's the highest, but this is growing as well. So we will see how it looks at the end of the season, all right? This one is just a wreck. It's just totally overgrown, okay? We ain't got much down here. Don't see any choker points yet. That's dead. I just snapped right off. You see this going into the canopy, basically? Going back into it. Okay. You just basically gotta take your fingers and follow it. Like this sucker right here. This ain't doing me no good. And it goes all the way down here. Okay. Let's see if I can make sure you guys can see it. Okay. Plus it's scarring down there at the zip tie. Okay. Anything growing down way down here, I probably just don't want. So, yeah. There's a couple of them I think I'm gonna lop off. Okay, so I'm gonna put down the camera and we'll come back and look at it. All right, so I've trimmed up the bottom skirting like I did on the last one. And I opened it up and found that I have a Y down here, okay? Comes up, you got this one. It goes all the way down here, okay? So on this one, it goes up, it Ys there. It Ys there, okay? Right in there. But this one comes off the bottom side, okay? So I want to take off the best one I could possibly choose, okay? So I have this one, that's a main, okay? It's a main, it's got bark, that's gonna go back up, all right? And then I'll pick and choose which one later of these branches this fall, okay? Now this one goes all the way down. This one comes from the main leader. So I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take the 2 green ones off. This one goes all the way down to there. Yep, I'm gonna take the 2 greener ones off, allow the barked ones to continue. So I'm sure there's other people who say different, but this is what I'm evaluating. And this bigger one will go back up after I get these off. So I'll be back in a sec. Just under 100 degrees. just under 100 degrees. That's in the shade. There ain't no telling what it is out here. I ain't got a thermometer. So as you can see, I skirted up, lopped off a branch on that one, and made her tidy up on the trellis there. And I had to go put my phone in the fridge real quick because I was out here trimming this sucker and it overheated. So I went ahead and cut off 2 big branches down from the bottom here, okay, and the other one here, okay. I strapped it back up, and we will decide what looks like what come fall. I do want 1 main leader up this stalk and 1 main leader up this stalk, okay. It'll probably be this one because it's the biggest, but we will see which one is actually healthier by the end of the season, okay. And this one looks pretty nice and thick, stocky. Might have to lop this off at the end of the season along with this one, because eventually I'm going to bring them back together closer to the pole, maybe not exactly on the pole, but I'm going to bring them up and then they're going to split, okay. One goes that way, one goes this way, and they'll be trained to go around the wire, okay. This one may just go away, or this pot area anyway, because there's no pole. I'll move that, fill that in, and there's not overlapping here, so it's not a good idea. I'm not going to worry about transplanting any of these babies into these buckets yet, because I want them to root out. I really want them to root out good. These ones already root bound when I got them in the pots, so they had to go in their next step bigger anyway. So they've been sitting here, I would say almost 2 months now, in these, I call them the whiskey barrels. Sorry, brain fart. But they're plastic. They were $17-ish at Lowe's. Fig tree is doing pretty good. I gotta get some soil. Maybe in a couple weeks. In a couple weeks I'll stick my finger down in there and try see if I can feel any roots around the edge yet. If not, I'll just keep it in there for a few more months. This citrus, I can't tell you which one that is, because like I said in previous videos, I've lost the tags from all the storms. It's just dumb. Not all of them had those little plastic, let me show you one. These, like laminated tags. I wish all the trees had this shit. The apple trees didn't come with one. They just had a paper tag on both. So anyway, just like this. I have no idea. But my point is, I'm going to allow that sucker to root out this season, but this is going to be its home, okay? I'm even considering moving it back maybe a foot so that the stalk, the trunk, is more center aligned with that bolt right there, okay? So about a foot back. You kind of line things up, I guess, so I can have more of a walking path there. And I'll still have plenty of room to go back there if I need to. Strawberries are filling in pretty good. That's a sunflower, a skyscraper. I just planted that for fun. Red apple still looks halfway decent. That looks like it's trying to push it out. But I don't know. I still can't find a definitive answer as to when these blossom. You know, nobody can tell me, because it's always different knowledge base from somebody else explains something else different for their environment. So I guess apple trees in Texas are going to be my own discovery, I guess, whenever they decide to start doing their thing. This is the giant Fuyu, and no shit, man. Once they started bent and plump, it's about twice the thumb size. So they're getting pretty plump pretty fast. A lot of them got lopped off because of the storm the past couple weeks. It's okay. This Hychia feels good. A few of them on each tree. It's fine. And the rest of these, they're just growing, man. They're just growing to grow. Once they start filling in the roots, then they'll be wanting to fruit. Same kind of strawberries filling in pretty good. On all the strawberries, I'm burying all their leaders. I got to bury those are new. But any of the ones that you see that are popping out of the soil, well, I guess not. I got to bury all of those. Except for that one. That. And that one. Yep, that one came out of the ground. Okay. Let's see. Funky Peach. She's doing all right. I lopped off a couple of small things going into the canopy. So it's no big deal. Citrus. This is the Satsuma. We've got teeny tiny bits of growth. Let's see if we can spot one. Here, in front of my thumb. Not much of anything else here on this one, but you could visibly see, at least I can because I'm keeping track, that the main stalk and main branching is getting beefier. That's good, real good. Doing pretty good. I still wish something would grow out of this. We have some tiny down here. Just a tiny bit down there, but that's about it. Oh, on the other side. Oh, we'll see. This Satsuma's got a bunch of little growth. You can visibly see it. It's coming in all over the place. And I nipped the ends of this one too, so the main branching and the main stalk getting beefy. I did this because I don't want it to go too big before the branches and trunk beef up. Orange trees will snap if they get fruit. I don't necessarily want it to fruit next season, but if it does, I need to make sure this thing is strong enough to hold at least a half a dozen fruit, because those oranges are going to be heavy. I don't care if they're that clementine size or not. The juice in that sucker is going to weigh it down. Oh, puppy got back out. What are you doing out here, baby? It's too hot. I'll let you back in a second. These strawberries are doing good. I took off some plums. We got one maturing right here. It's turning pink. I took the two up here off yesterday and the two over here off the day before. I ate one of them, tossed another, and brought the other two and put them in a paper towel, wrapped them up, put them on top of the hutch. I'm gonna let this one blush out a little bit more before I pluck it. I'm just trying to make a nice one for Mama. Bring a smile to her face. She's getting all kinds of giddy watching the garden from the window. Well, speaking about Mama, I want you all to know that even though you are a veteran observing Memorial Day because your brothers and sisters from the Marine Corps, Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Space Force, if your veteran battle buddy did not get to come home and you're sitting there remembering them, it's a good thing. Okay? If you don't have any responsibilities and your mama needs you and you're still a veteran, go take care of your mama. That's important. I cooked her a fat steak and some nice dinner for Mother's Day, and I kept bringing her different things from the garden. I really couldn't do much else for her, but it is what it is. All right? I'm 43 years old. Family's important to me. And mom ain't doing too good. Be a man, be a woman, and go take care of your mama when she needs you, even when you don't want to. In my case, I didn't necessarily have much responsibility of anything. I was out working on a ranch, and we started losing family elders. Mom's not doing too good about that. Losing her mom and dad within a year and a half of each other really messes her up. That would do that to anybody. So just be aware of what happens when your parents, start losing their parents, and it starts messing with their head. So anyway, enough about personal shit. Look how long that arm's getting. She's gonna need to get trimmed, deformed leaves, and you have to repot both of them. Just got so behind with all those chips. It's crazy. Alright, I gotta go take a moment and get Shadow back in the house. She's panting, going back into the garage. Y'all have a beautiful day. I got more project stuff to do today. And remember, your veteran buddies who didn't get to come home with us. And take care of mama. Later.